Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And as I say that, I realize that I didn't say that for yesterday's episode. Well,
We were too busy saying Olay.
oh, that's true. Ole, 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 ole. Anyways, this is week 20 of the Triple Threat podcast. This is the second episode of the week. This is our international episode. And as always, I will give it off to the boys to give us our EPL start.
Thanks there, Chris. So, Jay,
Yeah.
this Aston Villa and Liverpool game, you had a notable player, Ollie Watkins,
Yeah.
involved in 12 goals in his last 13 games.
Uh-huh.
That is insane.
Mhm.
Not only is that insane, Aston Villa did come out with the win 4-2, and he had 2 goals on top of that. So right now, he technically has 14 goal
Goals in
involvements
13 games.
in 14 games.
14 games. Because
Yeah. So with that, Villa clinches the top 5 spot as well as the Champions League qualification.
Yep.
And then Liverpool might have to win against Brentford to keep a top 5 spot.
Actually, yeah, because if Bournemouth wins, they're fifth.
Yeah.
So Liverpool has to win or draw at the very least.
Yeah. Which is also kind of not confusing, but if you look at the stats before, like pre-game, Liverpool scored twice in 10 of 11 of these games.
Yeah.
And when I say 10 and 11, I mean like away games against Villa. Because
Yeah.
they were
at Villa home ground.
Yeah. So again, they scored their 2.
Yeah, they scored there too.
Liverpool had a lot of doubtful players, and some didn't play, some played. With a game this important in positioning for the top 5, I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah.
So like when I watch the playoffs, I know a lot of these guys are hurt.
Yeah.
Soccer is a little different. There's more endurance in soccer,
Yeah.
running wise. With how tight these games mean in the standings, do you as kind of a viewer, do you push through it, or do you stand back for maybe a tougher game down the road?
Honestly, soccer or football rather.
He said it! He said it! He said it!
Has quite fewer injuries in general compared to other sports.
Yeah.
As it's not really a contact sport. Yes, there's some collisions here and there, and like there's some tackles that go wrong.
Yeah.
Resulting in injuries, but generally, there's not that many injuries. So even if you push yourself, 99 to 100%, chances are you're not gonna be resulting in an injury, as you are essentially just meeting your daily quota of running.
Yeah.
So I would honestly give 100% to a game because, well, yes, your spot is clinched if you don't, even if you lose, but your next game is not less than 2 weeks away. So you're gonna recover for it anyway.
Yeah. Fair. Now, Sunday. As usual, Sunday's always a pretty busy day for the EPL. Man United played Nottingham Forest. Man United won 3-2. Brentford Crystal Palace tied 2-2, which plays a little bit in the standings right now.
Yeah.
Another game that plays in the standings is Brighton losing 1-0 to Leeds, which is the number 15th spot.
15th spot at the moment.
Now, Brighton is fighting for that number 6 spot.
Uh-huh.
Leeds have nothing to lose this game.
No.
They went in there.
They're going balls to the walls.
They're going back to the EPL next year.
Yeah, they're going back to the EPL. They're middle of the pack, as well as they get to do the funny thing.
Yeah, and which they did. Now, Brighton has a young goalie that's active. He makes the key saves, and then they have a defensive rock in Lewis Dunk. Now, you switch over to Leeds, and everybody was talking about Calvert-Lewin and what he needed to do, what he's been doing this year. He's been their top attacker.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bejewel has been dominating the air with his head, his
Yeah.
plays, all that stuff. And now we're kind of talking about this, but I was talking to Chris about this. I feel like stoppage time is a little overpowered at this rate because scoring at the 90 plus 6 minutes to win a game is kind of intense.
I'm just baffled at the plus 6 minutes of
Yeah.
stoppage time.
Here's my thing. Is that soccer has always
Had stoppage time goals.
Yeah, but it's the fact that it's always bothered me because just about any other sport in our hemisphere, it's a countdown.
Yeah.
Right? You started this much time, you hit 0, it's done.
Yeah.
But you got soccer where they count up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You just want to go the other way. You stop at 45, you stop at 90, and then it's, nope, we have 8 more minutes to play because that guy, when he got kicked in the shin, sat on the pitch for too long. Again, we didn't get to play, so we're going to play it now. Instead of just stopping the clock and starting it again when you play.
True.
That's all I'm going to say.
True, you can do that, but it's mostly to do with broadcast. So TV programs, at least internationally, don't like when the clock stops. The channels.
They also like to keep it going so it's more natural, there's more flow. When you go to the NFL and it stops, and not NFL. NFL stops all the time, but like NBA, for example, you got a whistle and a break, and then they're just like spitting stats of the game and everything, which for me and you is fun because we're a big stats guy. But for the broadcasters, sometimes they just want to keep to the game.
As well as there's no commercial breaks in soccer.
I suppose that is also another thing, is that
because if they stop the clock, then they're gonna have to be like, so we can put a commercial here. People do not like that overseas.
But yeah, and the thing is, if that's the reason that just they start with, then I can sit here and go, oh, okay, you know what? Fair. I don't like ads either.
It's like, you think I'm a big fan. Those soccer guys.
Yeah.
They have
wait. How do you say? Across the pond.
That was too natural. That was too. Where does your family come from again? I don't. But regardless, a bit sidetracked now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like scoring at the plus 6 minutes is
technically you are still in the 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think what probably bugs me the most is the fact that it's kind of a wishy-washy thing of like, yes, they put, in a game they might put plus 4 minutes, but then you get to the 95th and a half minute because one team, they're technically on a potential scoring chance for the last 2 minutes. And I'm just like, I get it. But at the same time, like,
you gotta stop.
Yeah.
You gotta stop.
So when you get to like,
to
something like that 96th minute where you're that far past, it's kind of like that.
Which is what I honestly do not understand. And I will agree with you there, where it goes past the stoppage time.
Yeah. So, like, for this game, with the 96th minute, like, do you know, like, was it meant to go that far?
I didn't watch the game, so I
think it said 5.
So it went a minute past the stoppage time, which honestly is a little bit cooked.
A minute past the stoppage time for the game-winning goal is crazy.
But again, the game-winning goal was from their top attacker, Clever Louis, who's having a pretty good year. But here's an interesting fact, and I know Jay's going to be like, what the hell? Leeds had 1 shot on target on their 7 shots.
And they fucking scored on it.
Brighton had 8 shots on target on their 19 shots.
Jeez.
Brick fucking wall in that net, dog.
That's... Wow. It's the 19-7 shot attempts.
Yeah.
That's getting me.
And now you have this very important game against someone that's fighting for 6, against someone that has nothing to lose, to 2 teams that are most likely getting relegated. Wolves and Fulham at 1 apiece.
They just drew. They just decided we both suck.
Now Newcastle does help Spurs out with a win against West Ham 3-1. Monday night game should have been way more of a blowout than what it was.
Arsenal just parked the bus after their first goal.
Yeah. They won 1-0. They were like, that's all we need. Adios. Play defensive the rest of the game. Bournemouth versus Man City. Bournemouth had the opportunity, and this comes with stoppage time again,
Of course.
to win. And Haaland scores at the 90+5 minute to tie it up.
Of course. Bless you.
I will call bullshit because it's City.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's City, they just went, we'll give you the extra time. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Bournemouth needs to at least tie next game, I think, to make it to stay number 6.
Yeah. Bournemouth needs at least a tie to keep sixth.
But I don't know. At this rate, I just cancel out stoppage time. Stop the stoppage.
Stop it.
Stop at the stoppage.
Stop.
Don't go past.
No. Just stop the stoppage. Put it on signs. Go through the streets. Stop the stoppage. Stop the stoppage.
So, and then the Chelsea Spurs game.
I don't think
Chelsea opens up scoring in the 18th minute with the loss because they lost 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
West Ham. If West Ham wins, Spurs are out because they would. So basically, Spurs would have to win. They're in. But if West Ham's win, then they need at least a tie.
Yeah.
So
if West Ham wins, Spurs need a tie.
Yeah. If the Spurs lose, the only way they can get in is if West Ham loses as well. So that's to avoid relegation.
Yeah.
So they'll be fighting for their lives next game.
Yeah.
Stats. We're just going to go real quick. Goal leader is Haaland. Leaders in goals for
teams.
The clubs or teams is Man City. Assist is Bruno Fernandes with 20. That's 8 more than second
place.
And 13 more than 5th. Clean sheets is David Raya with 19. And that's basically the leaders for the stats. Jay, you want to cover the games for the next week?
Games for next week, Brighton versus United on the Sunday. On Sunday as well, Burnley Wolves, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, Fulham versus Newcastle, Liverpool versus Brentford, Man City versus Villa, Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth, Sunderland versus Chelsea, Spurs versus Everton, and West Ham versus Leeds.
And it all starts at the same time because
9 a.m.
Every league has started doing this. Is the last game, everybody starts at the same time, so that if there's a battle between people to see the top goal scorer or assist or clean sheets,
it's happening at the same time.
You won't go and be like, for example, let's just go for hockey real quick. If McKinnon has 121 points and McDavid has 122 points, if Avalanche plays before Edmonton and McKinnon gets no points, Edmonton could sit McDavid down and be like, well, you're going to win the trophy, get extra rest. This way, they just make it more competitive.
Yeah. Yeah,
as well as no gifting.
Yeah. Like, in terms of competitive integrity, I don't mind it. In terms of watchability, though, it's pretty
funny. There's people going to be open, with 9 friggin' monitors.
Hey.
Miggy has told me that he wants to make a setup of at least 6 monitors so that between NBA, NHL, and MLB, especially those 3 because they have so many games on, that he can have at least a few of them on at the same time.
Well,
I don't blame him, though. I'd 100% do that just for NBA.
The matches to watch, in my opinion, are Spurs Everton and West Ham Leeds. Who the hell gets relegated? Now, we haven't been covering this league too much, Bundesliga, but honestly do plan on covering it more. We just can't do it this episode as I have yet to finish all of my research on it. So I'll just give you the league leaders real quick. Bayern Munich, 89 points with a plus 86 goal differential. Um, Dortmund with 73 points and plus 36. So Munich is destroying the league at the moment. Leipzig with 65 points and a plus 19 differential. And Stuttgart with 62 points and plus 22 differential.
Yeah, that number one spot is looking comfy for Munich.
Yeah.
It's like confirmed like 13 games ago.
Yeah.
Hoffenheim bringing in the fifth place with 61 points. So Stuttgart and Hoffenheim neck and neck.
Now, with that, we have also other leagues that we haven't covered, and we are going to try to cover better next season or next go around. And nothing like the Frenchman doing the French league.
Oh, absolutely.
League One.
I thought it was a Ligue 1.
Liga 1.
Let's not. PSG is up there with number one spot at 74 points at a plus 45. RC Lens is at 70 points with a plus 31, so a lot better than Bundesliga. LOSC is at 61 points at a plus 15, OL at 60 points at a plus 13, and OM at 59 points at a plus 18. It's really funny because first place in this league has plus 45 and last place has minus 44, so there's almost 100-point goal differential, but is what it is. Now we got Series A, the little Italian boys with the pasta.
Now, we don't have the points for this as we are very lackluster in our research. I apologize for that. Well, I'll just give you the standings. Inter in first, Napoli in second, Milan in third, Roma in fourth, and Como in fifth. And Juventus bringing in sixth. How the Titans have fallen.
Is that Bologna in eighth?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That makes my day.
Now, the league that I feel
we should really be covering.
Yeah. It has all the big names, all the big things, and you're not ready for this jump. Barcelona has 94 points at a plus 61. Wait. Real Madrid, 83 points, plus 40. Villarreal, 69 points, plus 22. Which is also tied with Atletico at Madrid with 69 points at plus 22.
So same points, same goal differential.
Yeah.
There.
And Real Betis is at 57 points at plus 10. There is a 14-point difference between second and third.
Wow.
And an 11-point difference between first and second.
The league is not looking, close.
It's very top heavy.
As well as Mbappe is not looking good.
Yeah. Now, there is something funny about this league is the number 10 spot has secured a spot in the Europa League.
Yeah.
And that is because they won the Inter League Cup, which was the Copa del Rey. And due to the fact that they secured that, they secured a spot in the Europa League.
So,
bless you.
So Real Sociedad, with a negative 2-point difference in the league,
and sitting in dead middle.
Yeah.
Is going to be playing in the Europa League.
I feel like that's just the Make-A-Wish kid.
I am the Make-A-Wish kid. Now, stuff that we have actually been covering pretty well this year, the IPL.
The standings are looking a bit weird at the moment, as a lot of shifting happened.
Well, there's a lot of teams that are on losing streaks and a lot of teams that are on winning streaks. And then there's those 3 teams that are just kind of like, we can chill here at a 500.
Back and forth.
Yeah. So, Bangalore's leading the league with 9 wins and 4 losses and 18 points. And Titans right behind them with 16 points with 8-5 record.
Okay.
SRH with the same record but a lower net run rate, so they are in the third place. Royals, my Royals, they went on a 3-game loss streak and fell from first to fourth.
You mean the peasants?
Hey, royalty lost its crown.
Now,
Crown
Kings
Royal.
also fell from grace as they once led the league as well and are on a 5-game loss streak
Yikes.
with now being 6-6 in their record.
Okay.
Super Kings 6-7 with another 2-game loss streak.
There's a lot of losing streaks.
Yeah, and honestly, the people that were on the bottom of the board have been winning. Capitals, Raiders, Indians, all 3 won against the top 4.
Okay.
So
we're just flipping the script this week.
Booyakasha.
In my opinion, the matches to watch next week are the Sunday matches, honestly. Indians versus Royals and Raiders versus Capitals, as this decides the middle order of the league and who goes into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The qualifier starts next Tuesday.
They do indeed. And as well as the eliminators or whatever they're called. My French, I guess. Also, with this being the last week coming up, last week's scores were a lot tighter than they have been.
Yeah.
So RCB won with 5 balls left against the Raiders on Wednesday. And on Thursday, the Kings against the Indians lost 205 to 200.
With 1 ball remaining.
So they hit a 6 to win it.
Yeah.
On Friday, the Guardians.
Supergiants.
Not good with team names, apparently.
Or abbreviations, yeah.
Versus the Sun Kings.
Yeah, Super Kings.
Oh, Super Kings, Supergiants, Super Kings, yeah. Supergiants won 188 with 3 wickets on 16.4 overs for a total of, if I do this math correctly, and hopefully I know a little bit more of cricket, 20 balls left.
Roughly.
No, exactly.
No? Yeah, actually, yeah, exactly.
3 overs of 6 balls and then 2 balls left remaining in the 17th over.
Anyway,
16th. Whatever.
On Saturday, the Riders against the Titans.
Yep.
That was a blowout.
Blowout, indeed.
Big scores, too.
247
was the target.
Was the target, yeah. And then the Titans just couldn't reach it at 218. And then Sunday, the Kings played the Challengers.
Yeah.
Challengers won 222 with 4 wickets. They set the score, and the Kings just couldn't
make it again.
Yeah, and then DC played against the Royals.
Yep.
And your Royals lost again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's setting the score, and they just couldn't.
They nearly held out, though.
They nearly held it.
19 and 2 overs is what it took. So
they were 4 balls away.
Yeah.
And then Monday, the Sun Kings versus the
Sunrisers.
Sunrisers win with 6 balls remaining, so a whole over. And then on Tuesday, the Royals win. Oh!
Yep.
That was the most pitying.
With 5 balls left.
We'll see how the playoffs for NHL teams go, okay? But
they're going just fine.
Jay is suddenly not a Canadiens fan.
They're going just fine, okay? I did not have to check my heart pressure like 4 times yesterday. Anyways,
moving on from the IPL, as those were the scores for the last week.
Yeah. I think we should let Chris chat for a little bit.
Sure.
We get to go to my rugby corner?
Yes.
It's becoming a very big corner.
It's now becoming a room.
It's a whole rugby room at this point, man, and I don't know how to feel about it. So we have the European Rugby Champions Cup and the European Rugby Challenge Cup. Both of them, their finals are going to be played this coming weekend. So the 22nd,
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. So like those are coming to a close. It'll be Leinster Rugby against Union Bordeaux Bagels for the Champions Cup, and Ulster Rugby versus the Montpellier Errant Rugby for the Challenge Cup. Now, the Super Rugby Pacific League, covering quite consistently. They had some games this past week. May 15th, it was the Chiefs against the Highlanders. The Chiefs win 42-12.
Here come the blowouts.
I consider that a close game. Drua and the Waratahs also played. The Waratahs win 50-35. So closer. On May 16th, the Hurricanes beat the Blues 47-24. And our last game of the week was actually close. Force beat the Reds 19-14.
All right.
There are 2 more weeks of games left. We are into the final stretch before the playoffs. And the playoffs, I have the format here. So the way the playoffs work is the teams that qualify for the playoffs are the top 6 teams. Now what they do is they have 1 play against 6, 2 play against 5, and 3 play against 4. The 3 winners from those games go on to the semifinals, and then the highest ranked loser qualifies for the 4th spot in the semifinals. Now, from there, they go back to the regular season rankings. The highest ranked losing team from the qualifying finals will go on as the 4th seed. So say 1st seed beats the 6th seed, the 2nd seed beats the 5th seed, but then the 4th seed beats the 3rd seed.
Okay.
So you've got 1, 2, and 4 who get guaranteed spots, and then the highest ranked loser, which would be the 3rd seed, would go on. So, but then even though the 4th seeded team beat the 3rd seeded team and got one of the sort of guaranteed qualifying spots, because they're the lowest ranked of the 4 teams that went on, they'd still be considered the sort of lowest ranked for the semifinals.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the semifinals kind of progresses of just sort of like highest seed versus lowest seed, and then the middle 2 teams, and then the finals goes off with the winners.
Dude, you weren't kidding when you said the corners get big.
It's a room. So the current standings for the Super Rugby Pacific League, I'm only going to name the top 6 teams since we're so close to the end. The Hurricanes are in 1st, the Chiefs are in 2nd, the Blues are in 3rd, the Crusaders are in 4th, we have ACT Brumbies in 5, and the Queensland Reds in 6. A new league to the Rugby Corner, the top 14, that France league that I was talking about. So I'm going to introduce all the teams while giving out the standings. So in 1st place, we have Toulouse. 2nd is Montpellier. In 3rd is Pau, P-A-U, Pau. 4th is Stade Français. 5th is Bordeaux. 6th is Clermont. 7th is Racing 92. That is their team name, Racing 92. 8th is Stade Rochelet.
Do you like they say it with a French accent? Racing 92.
I don't know. Maybe it's Racing, 92 or something like that.
I'm surprised you're able to figure that one out.
I was in French immersion for 13 years. Give me a break, Frenchman. So 8th was Stade Rochelet. 9th is Toulon. 10th is Lyon. 11th is Castres. 12th is Bayonne. I don't know. 13th is Perpignan. And then 14th is US Montauban. So we got 14 teams. The games from this past week, May 16th, Pau beat Clermont 24-19. Castres lost to Montpellier 36-33. Lyon beat Bayonne 42-35. Bordeaux beat Perpignan 37-32. So very close games so far. And then we get to Stade Français beating US Montauban 73-25. We have our blowout, and then Racing
Blowout.
92 beat Toulon
Dude,
43 to
The
28.
only other person I know that knows how that blow up feels is Kim Kardashian.
Hey yo! May 17th, Stade Rochelet beat Toulouse 38 to 10. There are 2 more weeks of regular season games for this league as well, and then they move on to their quarterfinals, which I'm assuming is just the top 8 teams. United Rugby Championship, another league that we haven't been covering. So I will go through the same spiel of these are the teams as well as the current standings. And first is the Glasgow Warriors. Second is Leinster. Third is DHL Stormers. Fourth is Vodacom Bulls. Fifth is Munster. Sixth is Cardiff Rugby. Seventh is Fidelity Secure Drive Lions. If that isn't a team name filled with sponsorships, then I don't know what is. Eighth is Connacht. Ninth is Ulster. 10th is Hollywood Bets. One word, Sharks. 11th is Ospreys. 12th is Edinburgh. 13th is Benetton. 14th is Scarlets. 15th is Dragons RFC. And 16th is Zebra Parma. The games from this past week. May 15th, Cardiff beat the Stormers 22 to 16. The Warriors beat Ulster 26 to 22. Connacht beat Edinburgh 26 to 5.
Did Edinburgh forget to play?
I guess so. Only scoring 5 points in a rugby game is a chore and a half. They did something very wrong. May 16th, the games are a little less tight. Except for one. Sharks beat Zebra Parma 54 to 19. Bulls beat Benetton 45 to 19. Sorry, the Sharks beat Zebra 54 to 19.
And the next one's a tight one.
Not the next one. Leinster beat Ospreys 68 to 14.
And then the next one's a tight one.
Yes, it is. Scarlets and Dragons tie at 35. I didn't know you could tie in rugby.
Like they both scored 35?
They both scored 35 points.
And that was game.
That was game. That was full time. I haven't seen a tie in rugby in months. So when I saw this first, I'm still having a double take. And then Munster beat the Lions 24 to 17.
Okay.
The United Rugby Championship is on to their quarterfinals. They'll be played on the 29th and the 30th. It'll be Warriors against Connacht. That'll be on the 29th. And then Bulls against Munster, Stormers against Cardiff, and Leinster versus the Lions will all be played on the 30th.
Okay.
Warriors versus Connacht is a 1st and 8th place matchup.
Yes. Yes, it is. So it's top 8 teams. It's first 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5.
All right.
Premiership Rugby. Once again, teams in their standings. We have the Northampton Saints. And first, I found the league where Bath Rugby comes from. And it's this league. Bath Rugby is second. Leinster Tigers in third. Exeter Chiefs in fourth. Saracens in fifth. We have the Bristol Bears in sixth. The Sale Sharks in seventh. The Harlequins in eighth. Gloucester Rugby in ninth. And Newcastle Red Bulls in 10th. The games from this past week, May 15th, the Saints absolutely blew the Bears out. 94 to 33.
What?
I thought Saints were celibate.
Nearly a triple-digit score. May 16th, Bath Rugby beats Red Bulls 69 to 12.
Washed them.
Nice.
Nice. Harlequins beat the Chiefs 41 to 24. Saracens beat Gloucester Rugby 30 to 14. On May 17th, the Tigers beat the Sharks 47 to 33. This league also has 2 weeks left of games before their playoffs. And the final men's league that we're going to be going over, the Japan Rugby League 1.
Oh, yes.
Again, here are the teams in their standings. We have the Koboko Kobe Steelers, the Saitama Wild Knights, the Kubota Spears, the Tokyo Sun Goliath, Black Rams Tokyo, Toshiba Brave Lucas Tokyo, Shizuoka Blue Revs, MIE Honda Heat, Tokyo Verblitz, Yokohama Cannon Eagles,
Roll it back. What was the 9th place team again?
Tokyo Verblitz.
Toyota Verblitz.
Oh, Toyota Verblitz.
You blind fuck.
Hey, look. If there's a lot of teams,
Also, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. There were 3 Tokyos back to back.
That's what I'm saying. Like Tokyo's a big city or something. Where was I? Oh yes, the Cannon Eagles. 11th, what is your
Urayasu.
Urayasu D-Rocks.
It's so hard to say that without the accent.
Yeah, and then in 12th, it's Mitsubishi Sagamihara Dynamors.
Oh, I can make so many jokes with that.
That is a name and a half. So fun fact: Japan Rugby League 1 actually has 3 divisions of teams, where between sort of like regulation and promotion, all that stuff. So we're just going to focus on the Division 1 teams, which is the teams I just named. They are on to their quarterfinals. The quarterfinals are going to be on the 23rd and 24th, the first couple of quarterfinals. It's the Sun Goliath against the Black Rams, and the Spears against Brave Lupus.
All right.
Okay, that is all of the men's rugby. We move on to the women's rugby now.
Mm-hmm.
The Women's Rugby Six Nations. They finished up this past week. They had their final games. Italy beats Wales 43-24. Ireland beats...
Italy won?
Italy won.
Yeah. Oh, no surprise.
goddamn.
Actually, it's Wales.
Yeah. Ireland beat Scotland 54-5.
Yeah.
In the game of the tournament, England against France, England wins 43-28.
Well, it's a lot tighter than a lot of England and France's games.
Yeah. I say match of the tournament because both teams were 4-0 going into this.
Yeah.
So, final standings, England is 5-0 with a point differential of 179. France finished 4-1 with a differential of 109. Ireland 3-2 with 67. Italy 2-3 with negative 52. Scotland 1-4 with negative 189. And then Wales 0-5 with a differential of negative 114. So Scotland somehow managed to have the worst point differential, even greater in just sheer number than England's differential, but they managed to not get last.
That's a win in my books.
England and Scotland have a point differential of 368.
Yeah. So you can kind of tell who the better teams were in this tournament.
Not the Welsh.
No. Now going into some of our women's rugby leagues as opposed to tournaments, we have the Premiership Women's Rugby. The teams in their standings: the Gloucester Hartpury?
Yeah.
Hartpury? Something like that. I just said this name.
Saracens
in 2, Exeter Chiefs in 3, the Trailfinders Women in 4, the Sale Sharks in 5, the Harlequins in 6, the Loughborough Lightning in 7, the Bristol Bears in 8, and the Leicester Tigers in 9. So a weird thing about this league is that the amount of time between their weeks of play is very big. They haven't played any games since March.
Oh.
Their next round of games, which will be round 17 of 18, is set to be played on May 29th, 30th, and 31st.
That might be because of the Women's Rugby Six Nations going.
Most likely. So the Premiership of Women's Rugby has been on hiatus for a couple months now. So they're kind of just getting back into play in about 2 weeks. Or no, a bit more than a week and a half. The Women's Elite Rugby League, so that's the North American-based one. There are 6 teams. We have TC Gemini in 1, Bay Breakers at 2, Denver Onyx at 3, Boston Banshees at 4, Chicago Tempest at 5, and the New York Exiles in 6. They are, again, a very, very new league. I think they are 3 games into their season right now.
Hey, we like bringing new leagues to those.
Absolutely. The scores from this past week haven't been updated on their website yet.
Okay.
So their website isn't the best at the moment. It's a little bit hard to navigate, and I think they're a little bit slow on just sort of updating everything. But I did get the scores from last
week, yeah.
So May 2nd, Banshees beat the Exiles 38-19. The Tempest lost to Gemini 78-22. Miggy is so done with me and these blowouts. May 3rd, the Breakers beat Onyx 36-19.
I mean, Chicago keeping the trend going of their sports team just sucking.
Well,
except for the men.
Except for MLR. Except for MLR. May 9th, Breakers beat the Exiles 46-12. Tempest beat the Banshees 36-32 on May 10th. And then the Onyx beat Gemini 54-29 on May 10th. And as much as I wish I had more rugby to talk about to just continue increasing the size of this corner that I have so lovingly dug out for myself.
Dude, you got 2 corners at this.
That is all the rugby I have for this week.
Well, if that's all the rugby you have, we'll move on to motorsport. F1. Nothing happened past weekend, but the Grand Prix is coming to Canada this weekend.
Oh yeah, the Canadian Grand Prix.
So we are spotting the drivers in the wild at the moment.
Real.
So let's keep an eye out for that. NASCAR. First place, Kay Busch on the Friday, May 15th. Sorry.
The EcoSave 200.
With the EcoSave 200. I couldn't read it for some reason.
See what I mean? You just stare at notes for so long that at some point the letters just phase in with the background.
The letters become shapes and the shapes become sounds.
And the sounds become colors.
So first place taken by Busch in number 7. Majeski taking second in number 88. And Riggs taking the third place.
Riggs taking third? That's rigged.
29 out of the 36 drivers finished. So 7.
So we have 7 DNFs. Okay.
Yeah. On Saturday, May 16th, Bet Rivers 200. C. Day taking the first place at number 17. I don't know how to say this name. Al-Gai, because I was about to say something very offensive. Taking the second place at number 7, and Mayer taking the third place in number 41. Again, 7 did not finish it.
But there were more racers in this race because it was 31 out of 38 instead of the 29 out of 36.
I'm glad you said racers.
Drivers?
Racist.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is what my mom referred to them as last night, as I was talking to her about the Nürburgring 24 hours.
Oh, goodness.
On Sunday, May 17th, NASCAR All-Star Race. Hamlin taking the first place in number 11. Briscoe taking the second place in number 19. And Jones taking the third place in number 43. 21 out of 36 finished.
So barely over half the field actually got across the finishing
line. 15 did not finish out of 36.
There must have been a crash.
There must have been. I did not watch the race, so I do not know.
I'll have to look it up later.
Yeah. MotoGP. The Catalan Grand Prix happened. Di Gianantonio taking the first place with 20.6 seconds. 20 minutes. 20 minutes and 6 seconds.
20 minutes, 6 second time. Okay.
I haven't seen this person, the next 2 in the podium this entire year.
I mean, hey, it's bound to happen at some point, I suppose.
Alguer taking the second place, a second and a half behind the first place, and Bagnia taking the third place, 4.5 seconds behind the second.
Yo. I was actually telling this to Chris. All 3 of these guys, his first name starts with an F.
Mm-hmm. I can guess the F in the first one.
Probably Philip.
Probably Fernando.
That too.
But moving on to the most interesting news in the motorsports. Verstappen taking the challenge of 24 hours at Nürburgring.
You really do just be finding any machine on four wheels and just going, I can drive.
Uh-huh. The thing is, I think starting next year, F1 is going to move their schedule so that he can't do that.
Oh, probably.
Because
their egos are big enough for it.
The egos are big enough and fragile enough for it, as well as the amount of attention this 24-hour race got because Max was there. They had to cancel his meet and greet because of the amount of people that said they were going to be there.
Oh, goodness.
The stadium sold out within 2 hours.
Yeah, that's
of the tickets going live.
That's no surprise.
He was pissed while driving, I swear to God, because he did an 8-hour stint of overnight in the rain.
That's brave.
He went from 16th to 1st.
Yeah, that's impressively brave.
He was, I'm guessing, not guessing, it was 18 seconds behind the leader.
Mm-hmm.
He went 30 seconds ahead by the end of that stint.
Oh, goodness. He gained almost a whole minute. Damn.
And I saw some clips of his overtakes, and brother was driving like he didn't have a wife and kids to go home to.
We're just going to keep referencing Alonso in this, aren't we?
Well, the thing is, there was a meme that I saw earlier of one of the drivers, GT3 drivers, saying, I knew he would break in this corner because he has a wife and 2 kids to go home to. And then you just hear the theme song coming in, and this fucker just slides in between the 2 cars.
He is a third party.
Why is he here? There is a clip of an in-cabin driver just singing "Toot toot toot toot" Max Verstappen as Verstappen overtakes him.
That's a vibe.
This man was just chilling, and just Verstappen just goes, "Hi, how you doing?"
Goodbye.
He was tailing cars 2 centimeters behind them.
Oh, jeez.
Like, he was a demon in that night.
Yeah, that's kind of horrifying. I would not want to be on that circuit with him. Not a chance.
No, but the car did crap out.
Of course.
Within right as the last 3 hours of the race happened, and the drive shaft shattered itself.
Oh, lovely.
So they finished in 37th.
Well, yeah.
Because they had to repair the car for 2 hours.
Yeah, ouch. Yeah, no, the minute that he made up in his 8-hour stint is definitely not going to do a whole lot when they're sitting at a standstill for 2 hours.
Yeah. So he's not going to be too happy about that, but he did show everyone that he is the best driver in the world. Hands down.
We all knew that.
But yeah, that does it for the motorsports. We're moving on to esports.
Finishing off with the good old electric sports.
We'll start with LCS as nothing interesting happened.
Fair enough.
C9 beat Team Liquid 2-0. Shopify Rebellion beat Disguise 2-0. Sentinels beat Dignitas 2-0. And FlyQuest beat Lion 2-1. That was the weekend. That was the entire week for LCS, to be honest. Now, moving on to LPL, as quite a few interesting matches happened, in my opinion. Wednesday, EDG versus OMG happened. EDG taking the series 2-1. AL versus WE. AL dropping a game to WE. LNG versus LGD. LNG taking the series 2-0. Weibo versus JDG. Weibo winning the series 2-1. Up versus OMG. 2-0 for Up. BLG test happened. 2-0 for BLG, as expected. TT versus EDG. TT taking the series 2-1, which was a close one. NIP taking 2-1 series against WE, which was as expected. JDG again dropping a game to IG, winning 2-1. BLG winning against AL 2-0. And that was the matches for LPL. Now, standings for the LPL are looking a bit interesting as their playoffs start next week. Standings at the end of the regular season is BLG JDG leading the pack at first and second, trailing behind Tess and AL with an identical score of 8 and 6, NIP in fifth place with a 7 and 7, and Weibo IG NWE trailing. Now for the group Nirvana, LNG going 4 and 1, TT, EDG, LGD mirroring their scores 3 and 2. And Up and OMG are trailing the pack. Up still looking a bit competitive, but OMG with 0 and 5. I think they should just sell the team.
Probably at that rate.
LCS standings, their playoffs start next weekend as well. C9 versus Fly in the upper bracket first round, and Lion versus Team Liquid. Sentinels and Shopify Rebellion waiting for the losers of those two matches to play in the lower bracket. Nothing happened for LEC last weekend.
Oh, they have a break?
They had a break as the playoffs start this weekend.
Bless you.
Sorry to interrupt, boys.
You're good. LCK. I'll go through the standings first. As the final week of LCK is going to be a fiesta.
Isn't it always?
Well, the thing is, during the final week of LCK, 4 teams are going to be fighting for first place.
Oh, I love that. I really
as
do
3 of them are neck and neck, and one of them is quite leading the pack. But the thing is, there is a bro tax about to happen. HLE leading the league with 12 and 2. KT in second place with 11 and 3. Genji and T1 tied with 10 and 4. DK in 7 and 7, fearing for the life as Bro is on their tail in 6th place with 6 and 8. BFX solidifying their place as 5 and 9. Nongshim at 4 and 10. KRX at 4 and 10. And DNS at 113.
My Noodle Boys fell so far, but they're due. They're due.
They're due.
They're about to upset somebody.
Well, they did get their revenge match against BFX this weekend. So they lost to BFX in the regular season.
Yeah.
And the ADC of BFX, Taeyun, who publicly has told everyone that he did not want the trade with Diablo, and it was forced upon him.
Mm-hmm.
Wore the Nongshim jersey before his celebration, right after they won their game 3.
Yeah.
Took it off and threw it away in the garbage.
Oh, goodness. We got antics, folks.
Uh-huh. But Nongshim did get their revenge in the EWC qualifier and knocking BFX out.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. I don't really know what any of that
It's
means.
the EWC qualifier is just sort of games outside of the regular season.
It's like
for the tournaments.
It's like the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
MLS.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. Now, for the regular season games, T1 Nongshim, T1 win 2-0. DK DNS, DK win 2-0. FearX versus Genji take the series 2-0. KT KRX, KT dropping a game to KRX and taking the series 2-1. Hanwha Life, Dam 1. Hanwha Life take the series 2-0. Bros beating the DNS 2-0.
Of course, Supers fans, man.
Snoopers did just fire their head coach yesterday.
Well, I mean, deservedly so. They are a bad team.
T1 beat Genji on Saturday, 2-1, and game 1 was a stomp by Genji.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2 was a 50-minute screamer, and game 3 was a stomp by T1.
Oh.
So we got all 3 ends.
Yeah, we really did.
In one series. KT versus HLE, it was a stomp, a stomp, a stomp. 2-1 for KT. KT take the first game by a clear stomp. Hanwha Life beating KT in the second game by a clear stomp. And KT taking the third game. Bro dropping a series to KRX, though, hurts their chances of being in the Rise group.
What group?
The Rise group.
So at the end of this regular season, the league would be split into two groups, top 5 and bottom 5.
Okay.
And only one team from the bottom 5 gets to make it to playoffs of the second split.
Okay.
So basically, you really want to play well enough in this part of the season, so you're guaranteed a spot in the upper group, and then it doesn't matter what happens for the rest of the regular season.
If you make it in the upper group, you are in the playoffs.
Okay.
2 spots for the bottom group have been locked. DNS and KRX are locked for the bottom group.
Okay.
As the season is coming to an end. That is it for me for League, honestly.
Well, I mean, League is getting into all of its different playoffs and stuff.
So next week is going to be pretty interesting with playoffs happening.
The next couple weeks are going to pick up some heat.
Yeah.
Is to be expected. Oh, man.
Well, I think that being said, and the audience have been nice enough to hear our sickness.
Oh, yeah, our sniffling and sneezing. Yeah. There's something going around, and it caught me and Miggy right in the face, and Jay's probably going to be feeling it in the next couple of days. I think he has been infected by being in our proximity. So, without further ado, and with the hope that next week we're a little healthier, y'all have yourselves a wonderful week, and we'll get back to you guys with some more sports next week.
The mic is taking off.
At you.